Peppa Pig's house always seemed like a safe place, warm and cozy. But none of its inhabitants even suspected that some toys can harbor ancient evil, just waiting for the moment to awaken. In the toy store, a strange blue toy sits on the shelf. Its red eyes glow even when the lights are off. Daddy Pig buys this toy for George. The seller looks worried but stays silent about its history. At home, George joyfully unwraps his gift. The blue Labubu seems like an ordinary soft toy. At night, the toy begins to move by itself. Red eyes pulse in the darkness of George's bedroom. Labubu whispers ancient spells in an unknown language. His voice sounds like an echo from another world. George wakes up and sees the toy standing by his bed. Red eyes stare directly at him. Labubu slowly raises his paw and points to the mirror. Strange shadows and silhouettes appear in the reflection. George feels his mind becoming foggy. The toy controls his thoughts and desires. In the morning, the family notices George behaving strangely. He only speaks in whispers and avoids sunlight. Peppa tries to play with her brother, but he doesn't respond. George only stares at the blue Labubu. The toy begins to influence the entire house. Plants wither and milk sours for no reason. Mummy Pig finds strange symbols drawn by George. They look like ancient curses. Daddy Pig tries to take the toy away, but it sticks to George's hands. The boy cannot separate from it. At night, the whole family hears strange sounds from George's room. Labubu sings sinister songs. Neighbors start complaining about nightmares. Danny Dog and Pedro Pony see the blue Labubu in their dreams. The toy grows bigger each day. Its red eyes glow brighter and more frighteningly. George stops eating and sleeping. He only sits with the toy and repeats strange words. Labubu begins speaking in George's voice. The family can't tell which one is real. Peppa discovers that her brother disappears at night. In the morning, he returns with empty eyes. Other blue toys appear in the house. They surround Labubu like faithful servants. The family realizes George is no longer their boy. The blue Labubu has completely possessed his soul. The toy sits on a throne made of other toys. George stands beside it like a silent guardian. Labubu's red eyes look at new victims. Soon the whole family will become part of his collection. Peppa Pig's house always seemed like a safe place, warm and cozy. But no one suspected what dark secrets were hidden behind these familiar walls. Daddy Pig sat in his chair reading newspaper. Room temperature dropped suddenly. Something invisible watched from darkness. Black shadow slid across wall, taking creature's form. Ghost Labubu materialized in corner, golden crosses glowing ominously. Daddy felt cold wind and turned around. Ghost vanished, but presence feeling remained. Peppa and George played in nursery. Labubu observed family, studying each member carefully. At night, Ghost approached sleeping Daddy. His black paws reached toward man's head. Daddy woke from strange dream. His movements became slow and unnatural. Mummy noticed husband's odd behavior. He stared blankly and spoke with alien voice. Labubu seized control over Daddy's body. Ghost enjoyed new physical incarnation. Peppa ran to Daddy, but he didn't recognize her. Golden crosses flickered in eyes. Family gathered at table. Daddy sat silently, his soul trapped inside. Labubu influenced others through Daddy's body. House filled with dark energy. George cried, sensing something wrong. Mr. Dinosaur fell and broke. Mummy tried talking to husband. He smiled Labubu's terrifying smile. Ghost completely possessed Daddy's body. Real soul disappeared into darkness. Grandpa Pig visited and sensed trouble. Air became heavy and ominous. Labubu began changing house. Walls darkened, windows frosted over. Family felt fear. Their father became stranger to them. At night, Ghost wandered house. He sought way to capture remaining souls. Peppa saw Daddy in corridor. His eyes glowed golden in darkness. Labubu realized one body wasn't enough. He needed entire family. Ghost began possession ritual. House became trap for souls. Neighbors noticed house's abandoned appearance. Strange sounds echoed inside. Labubu got what he wanted. Family under control. No one suspected inhabitants' true nature. Peppa's family arrives at an old hotel for the weekend vacation. The place seems cozy and welcoming, but something feels wrong. A golden figure greets them at the entrance with a wide smile. The mysterious owner introduces himself as Labubu with strange politeness. Bandaged ears and ancient symbols in his eyes frighten little George. Parents notice nothing suspicious about their host. Labubu leads the family through long, winding corridors slowly. Old portraits on walls watch their every step carefully. In their room, furniture moves by itself without explanation. Beds creak loudly, wardrobes open mysteriously during night. Peppa tries to sleep but hears whispers from the walls. Ghostly voices call her name softly and persistently. George wakes up and sees Labubu standing in the corner. His golden eyes glow brightly in the complete darkness. Labubu disappears instantly when lights turn on suddenly. His eerie laughter echoes through the long corridor menacingly. In the morning, family goes down for breakfast together. Other guests sit completely motionless at their tables. All guests' faces are pale and completely empty. They eat mechanically without ever raising their eyes upward. Labubu serves breakfast with the same creepy smile. The food smells strange and keeps changing colors mysteriously. Dad tries desperately to call home, but phone remains silent. All outside connections have been completely cut off. Mom notices all doors are locked from inside securely. Their room keys disappeared without any trace overnight. Labubu calmly explains it's for their complete safety. His voice sounds increasingly threatening and unnaturally cold. In the evening, family searches desperately for any exit. The corridors lead to nowhere and repeat endlessly. Labubu appears everywhere at once like magic. His reflections stare menacingly from every mirror around them. Peppa finds a dark basement full of old photographs. Pictures show families who never left this cursed place. George begins glowing with bright golden light mysteriously. Ancient symbols appear clearly on his small forehead. Parents change too, their eyes become completely empty. They no longer recognize their own daughter, Peppa. Labubu proudly collects his new family members forever. The cursed hotel never lets anyone leave. Peppa remains trapped among golden statues for eternity. Her beloved family is now part of Hotel. New unsuspecting guests arrive tomorrow morning cheerfully. Labubu greets them with same smile. Peppa Pig's house always seemed like a safe place, warm and cozy. But none of its inhabitants even suspected that behind the distant mountains hide ancient secrets that are better left undisturbed. In the morning, Peppa looks at the tall mountain outside the window. Something draws her there, as if an invisible force is calling. The family has breakfast, but Peppa can't take her eyes off the mountain. Strange shadows move along its slopes even during the day. Peppa secretly packs her backpack and leaves the house. No one notices how she heads toward the mountain trail. The trail leads higher and higher, and the air becomes colder. The trees around look dead and twisted. Halfway up, Peppa meets a gray Labubu with red eyes. He silently points her way further up the mountain. Labubu walks ahead, his gray fur blending with the fog. Red eyes glow in the twilight like two little fires. Peppa follows the mysterious creature higher and higher. Her legs become heavy and her mind becomes clouded. At home, the family discovers Peppa's disappearance. Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig panic and search for her everywhere. George points to the mountain and cries. He saw his sister going there in the morning. Daddy Pig sets out to search with a flashlight. The mountain trail seems endless and ominous. On the trail, Daddy finds Peppa's red hat. It lies on a stone as if someone deliberately left it there. Gray Labubu watches Daddy Pig from behind the trees. His red eyes follow every movement. Daddy Pig climbs higher and higher, but the trail suddenly disappears. He finds himself in a strange place with no way out. Labubu appears before Daddy Pig and silently points into the void. Where the trail was, now there's only fog. At home, Mummy Pig and George wait for their return, but neither Peppa nor Daddy Pig come back. Neighbors join the search the next day. Danny Dog and Pedro Pony go to the foot of the mountain. On the trail, they find Daddy Pig's glasses. There are no more traces, as if they dissolved into thin air. Gray Labubu stands on the mountain peak and looks down. In his red eyes, silhouettes of the disappeared are reflected. Mummy Pig looks at the mountain from the window every evening. Sometimes she thinks she sees familiar silhouettes there. George no longer plays and only draws gray figures. All drawings have the same red eyes. The mountain remains silent, keeping its secrets. No one dares to climb that trail anymore. Gray Labubu waits for new travelers on the mountain trail. His red eyes are always ready to lure the next victim. Peppa's house now seems empty and cold. 2 empty chairs at the table remind of those who never returned.